A test ride. Bikes are confirmed.
This thing's got some whip. These things are so smooth.
Sport mode.
The RPMs, that's crazy.
But this thing's got a lot of freaking power.
Thanks, Harley. Appreciate it.
What's up, CROOKS MOTO crew? Welcome back to the channel today. We're headed to go do a test ride video at the local High Desert Harley Davidson.
We're gonna bust a Nightster and a Sportster S. So we're gonna ride them, switch them, ride them, see what they're all about.
Dude, yeah, so this is the first bike that we're trying of the Rev Max engine, so very curious to know how it feels, how the power is, and also just the maneuverability of the Nightster and the Sportster S.
Cruzy's saying that the Nightster is a Dyna.
I mean, yeah, Cruzy is really ripping Nightsters, and Blockhead's ripping a Nightster, and they're doing a lot of things with it, and so we're just kind of curious. We've never really had a ton of interest because those are like kind of smaller bikes for what we ride. It sounds like it's a ripper. We're trying anything. We'll ride any type of bike at the end of the day, so we're gonna bring you along and head over to High Desert and get on these bikes, let you guys know what we think about them. It's rock and roll, baby. But first, wise words from Josh.
If somebody offers you a free shirt, just take it.
Support them.
You never know what that means for somebody.
That is true. All right, let's get it going. Getting the bikes on, checking the frickin' Dynas. Sure does look cool though with the bags. The ST fairing, slowly some more chrome getting on it. Definitely gonna get some chrome here and here. Getting a little closer match to Josh. He's got way more chrome on the Y-Glide cover. I got him beat on the cam cover. Oh, the bike's dead.
I haven't rode it in a long ass time.
Dang. I was just saying how your bike's a superior bike, dude, but I guess I take that back. Howdy. Thank you, you too. Guess we'll just let it sit for a sec. All right, grab the other booster. Yeah, now it's on jump mode. All right, will this thing start? We shall see. It's almost there. Ah, yeah, baby. All right, we're good to go. We're gonna bring this just in case. All right, CROOKS MOTO crew, we're off the freeway pulling into High Desert, baby. Dude, I'm excited for this Nightster. I think it's gonna be really cool. Or it's not gonna be really cool, I don't know, either way. Either way, coming from a Dyna, getting on that thing's gonna be, that's gonna be a vibe. Different shift with how smooth that bike is. All right. Dude, that got everywhere. There goes my nice, perfectly clean bike. Ah, what the hell am I kidding? It wasn't clean. All right, dude. At High Desert, let's freaking go see our boy Schaefer. Get this freaking vlog started, dude. All right, guys, let's go in and hit up Schaefer. Let's see what's good. Get these freaking bikes rolling.
We got all the trikes out here.
We're gonna test ride a Nightster and a Sportster S. We haven't done a Rev Max engine, yeah.
Yeah, that 1250S is a monster. It's
All right.
fast. You'll have fun with it.
Sure, he's over here somewhere. Dude, what's up?
Good. How are you?
It's freaking trike day, huh? There's so many trikes everywhere.
Jesus, man. It's gonna surprise you.
I'm very interested to see how it feels. I mean, after just hearing like Cruzy Originals feedback on the Nightster, I'm like, both of us are like, all right, we gotta try that thing out.
Have you done the Pan Am?
Nope, not yet.
The Pan America yet?
Not yet.
We keep talking about it, and then other things pop up that we want to do.
That little 975, you know, people, it's still the Sportster, so people think Sportster.
Yeah.
Dude, it is not. I mean, there is no comparison.
Kind of have to give it credit, even if it is a Sportster, quote unquote.
Right.
It's a 6-speed Sportster.
But it's so funny because, like, if you ever rode a Sportster, you know, people always, oh, it's a beginner bike. It really isn't.
Or chick's bike.
Yeah, it really isn't. It's actually a little harder to ride. It's kind of top heavy. It's not very well balanced at slow speeds. So it really was not a very beginner rider friendly motorcycle. This thing totally is. And it hauls ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sportsters were what, 38 horse for an 883? And this thing's, what are the 975? Almost 100 horsepower? 975?
Yeah.
Well, even
It's crazy.
even Chasey got one of these, and you know how Chasey rides, and he came back and he's like, "Whoa!"
Dude, this thing's 150 horse?
Insane.
Yeah.
It's a little bike for all of that. What is this guy?
Usually a motorcycle in front of me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just the display board.
I need a 135, dude.
And what? And your chopper?
No, in my bagger.
I need it in my chopper, dude.
Okay, and the chopper would be sick.
That's a nasty motor too. Fully warrantable.
See, that's cool. That's super cool.
That's the thing, Harley. If anything you buy and install that's a like Screaming Eagle, Harley Screaming Eagle stuff, is completely covered under warranty. Anything you buy and have installed at the dealer within the first 60 days of purchase.
Okay.
It's crazy.
That's
no
pretty-
other company.
That's sick.
And it's even covered through like your extended
Oh,
warranty
okay.
through Harley.
Boy,
There you go.
features. Oh, wow, sick.
I've come in here 1,000
Been here
times.
since I started.
Dude, yeah.
I'm like, is this new? He's like, nope, always been there.
Always been.
I've seen it, but I've just seen like the display photos on it. You know, I didn't know what it was. Just come in here and freaking
I
explore
like the
some
gauge on the
models.
handlebars right here.
Yeah, the gauge is sick. I'm stoked.
Let's do it.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, having fun.
We're about to. Nightster and the Sportster S.
I got one buddy. He said he rode both of them.
Okay.
He liked he said that the Nightster shocked him because
I mean, that's what we've heard on the internet.
maneuverability about it.
Yeah.
And the power that it has. I finally took one on a test ride down the freeway and everything, and I was actually, I was impressed.
Yeah.
Especially compared to the 883, 1200.
And you get on that and you're like, whoa, almost 100 horsepower? Crazy.
I mean,
And 6-speed?
it was good. It was
Yeah.
good.
Nightster S on to
All right, guys. Bikes are confirmed. Getting the bikes pulled out right now, and we're going to get ready for this test ride.
Demo, is that like a European
European model, dude.
European band?
Yeah.
Demo?
Demo, dude.
struggling to get past the sounds. You know, because I'm just like an old school air-cooled guy. But once you actually ride them and really open them up, man, then under a load past $4,000, they really start to sound good. They sound like a sport twin, you know?
Okay.
Like a Ducati almost or something like that, but it's Harley, and that's cool.
Yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
something different.
It just took some time for somebody to be like, okay, I'm getting bored. What's out here?
Right.
Oh wait, this has been here for years.
It's smart. They put the gas tank. Everybody likes the gas tank on their seat because of the low center of gravity, the low weight. What I like about it is it makes you got a nice big airbox, so they can really get creative with like the long snorkels, the velocity stacks.
Oh yeah.
Having room to build a proper airbox just helps for airflow. It allowed them to really tune the motor, make a nice flat torque, 36 fucking red man.
Yes, sir. We're about to find out.
Yeah. All right, guys. Bikes are set. We're ready to rock. We got the Sportster S, the Nightster S. Super stoked to see the differences of this thing. There's a little bit of horsepower, a little bit of torque difference. Ergonomically, it's different, but yeah, dude, I'm stoked. We're gonna rip them down to Boise and get some freeway time, get some city time, and yeah, swap, and then we'll head back.
Let us know in the comments what you think.
Yeah.
Would you, without having ridden one, which one would you think would be the one that you would take home at the end of the day?
I know where I'm at, but I'm gonna wait till the end.
I don't even know.
Either way, it's about to be sick. Stick around for the vid, and let's get it going, dude. Let's do it. All right, guys. This freaking, holy cow. It's just so light, dude. It's insane. And the positioning is just kind of weird because it's kind of forwardy. All right, how do I turn this thing on? Oh, you flip the switch. All right, getting this thing going. Oh, I'm in frickin' sport mode. All right, so there's a mode button. That's cool. Let's frickin' go, boys. Your camera on?
Yep.
Oh, this thing is so weird. Dude, crazy. All right, well, guys, let's pop a left here and we'll hit the freeway at Eagle.
Yeah, dude, this is crazy already. Everything's very precise. It's not kind of hard to take it off. Everything really easy. I'm used to bars being up here a little more, so like it's kind of bent over, but at the same time, not too bad.
Yeah.
I think maybe long distance I would want it to come up, but just cruising around.
Yeah, like I would like to sit on this bike like this, you know? It would be nice, you know? Just some T-bars.
Dude, a freaking step-up seat and some T-bars? Oh, man.
Not used to how far out this clutch is, dude. Holy cow! All right.
Yeah, this thing's got some whip on him.
Yeah, dude.
I hate how far I have to pull on that front brake. That's nothing to do with the bike. That's just it needs bled or something.
Yeah, this thing rips, man.
That's ripping, and I'm not in sport mode or track mode or anything.
It's very torquey, dude. Like you rip on that thing. That's
It's a while for it to kick in.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a delay before the kick in, but all good. Yeah, so you got Brembos. I got Brembos as well.
Oh, they both Brembos? Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even know that. I mean, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to put into neutral.
Oh, see, mine's really easy.
But my chopper is the easiest bike I've ever put into neutral, so I'm just used to that.
Holy cow, dude.
Sir. Dude, these things are so smooth.
They're so smooth. Absolutely. Super smooth, and suspension feels really nice. Whoa, 6th gear on a sporty, dude. Pretty crazy. This bike is, I'm very surprised. I actually don't mind this bike at all. I thought I was gonna just not be a fan of it. I was kind of just like, because I'm just not obsessed with the look. But I will say, riding this bike, this thing rips, man. It rips, and it's actually, I'm having a pretty good time on it. So much better than I expected. I don't know. It's comfortable.
and the riding position's actually not bad at all. The freaking speed is really good. Torque feels nice, brakes feel nice.
Yeah, it's super smooth. I can't get over how smooth it is, but not in like not in a bad way necessarily.
No, yeah, like the smoothness is a change, but it just kind of takes away some of the extra like thought process. I feel like this thing's just so maneuverable. I'm not really even thinking about riding. I'm just riding, you know, because when it's like shaky and like where you really like on the freeway and you know that because just the rattle, the shake, like don't get me wrong, I love it, but it also takes a little bit of extra mental energy to keep engaged. Being as smooth as it is, it just completely takes that away. Dude, what do you think, like how's the seat?
Dude, honestly, haven't even thought about it, so that's a good thing. Like I literally haven't even thought about it.
Yeah, this seat's really small. That's the one thing about this, is the seat is very skinny. So I'm very interested to see how you feel on it. Yeah, I will say I like the sport mode button. It's just a button that you can easily click with your finger. That's real nice. I mean, the brakes on this thing are freaking awesome. I mean, sport mode. Yeah, it does actually sound pretty good once you get a higher RPM range. Like, so there's definitely potential for this thing to sound really nice. Hey, what do you know? There's one right there.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, I like that the blinkers, you can flip it left and it turns on left, but if you flip it left again, it turns it off.
Dude, you can one finger these brakes so easy. Also, I'd like to talk about how easy this clutch is to pull. Like one finger the front brake, like super easy and like with control.
Yeah, the LED lights in the rear are very bright on the Nightster, and they actually look pretty cool. Yeah, that sounds, it's not loud enough for me.
I mean, from Cruisy's video and stuff, where and also Blockhead's video where they put pipes on the Nightster, it's loud.
Yeah, this bike just like, it feels like City Ripper cruiser.
Yeah, I agree, but also while we were on the freeway, it was super smooth, so like you could just put down the miles with little fatigue.
All right, Josh just got done riding the Nightster, the 975.
Yes, sir. It was great, man. Very smooth, like crazy smooth. Different than any of my other bikes, like Dyna, very like Harley shaky. It's got that, still got the vibration in the motor and the whole bike. This one, smooth, but at certain RPMs when you're going, you get the V-twin feeling in it. We also did the live wires, which was even smoother than these. So like I've been on the smoothest of the smooth, and then this is like in between. So it's pretty cool. You throw a pipe or something on here and it's gonna have the rasp and rumble you're looking for, but in the low RPM range, you're also it's gonna be super smooth. A lot of that comes in with the suspension too. However they have the suspension right now is crispy, like the little itty bitty bumps I don't feel. The handling's good. So far, just stock.
Nice and sweet rides all.
Oh, hey, thanks, man. Anyway, so yeah, the stock suspension, don't know exactly, like, if you're a wheelie guy, I don't know if it's gonna work for you. I'm not a wheelie guy myself. It's nice stock. If you're just like the kind of guy that gets a bike and rides it stock, it's gonna do. I could talk about the controls. They're mid controls, standard mid. Has a good feel for the bike as far as if the bars were just a little bit higher, maybe a couple inches, this thing could really just be comfortable.
Yeah.
That, maybe a step up seat, some kind, or a backrest, something that's just a little more supportive. But dude, you could just do miles on this thing.
And you're what, 5'10"?
5'10" on a good day. Seat is good. I got a wide bottom. And honestly, you asked me about the seat earlier while we were riding, and I hadn't even thought about the seat. Like I was like, controls, riding, what's going on with the modes. The whole time my butt was just comfortable. And so that's good. It's good that I didn't notice it.
Yeah.
So, but I ride step up seats, so I think I like having that little bit of lower upper butt, lower back area. I like the look of it. I've never actually sat and looked at one of these. It reminds me of a Dyna. Got the shocks out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the dual shocks. It's not a soft tail. It's got like, you know, the skinny early model 39 39 mil. I don't know exactly if those are 39 mil, but either way, it's got, you know, skinny front end. And so similar to early model Dynas, sporties. Tell me about the fairing and wind management.
I got a little bit of pressure in my lower area and almost nothing on my upper. Very little head.
Like buffeting?
Buffeting, that's the word, yeah. Very little head buffeting. Surprisingly, with this small fairing, it was not bad. Mind you, we did a short ride on the freeway, but even on my Dyna, my head's doing this with my big fairing. So yeah, no, it was good. I think maybe it has something to do with this cool speed hole. Overall summary, love it. Great bike. If I was looking to buy one right now, I would. Hold on, another car. Can't they see that the world revolves around CROOKS Moto? Overall summary, the bike is great. I would buy one for sure. After seeing the ability to, and I see this thing's very Dyna-like, yeah, I would have no problem buying this thing, especially how smooth it is, because I ride my Dynas long distances, so this thing is right in the realm of what I need. Comes stock with Brembo, comes stock with mids, comes stock with the gauge mounted on the risers, comes stock with rain modes and sport modes, which is crazy how fast it is. I can't believe it. Outside of these outside mounted mirrors, which I'm a huge fan of stock Harley mirrors, overall, I would give it, I go 9 out of 10. Thoroughly enjoyed myself on this thing. All right, we got the Sportster S. Tell us about your ride experience.
All right, so start off by saying I really have had no interest in really riding this bike. Just from the moment it came out, like, it's cool to some, but it never really appealed to me. The style, the look, I just didn't really care to even try it and even ride it. So upon today though, I'm coming into it with an open mind and I'm like, all right, let's cruise it, let's rip it, as if this was a bike I was really considering or something. I will say, thoroughly impressed on how well it rides. This suspension obviously is a little different, but it also is really, really good. Inverted front forks, that's cool. Maneuverability is like super, super good. When we're on the freeway and we're just kind of ripping in lanes and stuff, it was super easy to just rip around. This thing's super nimble and it has the wider front tire, right? And so you would think that it's like a little harder to, you know, kind of throw around. Not the case. It's super light and it was still just super easy to rip around, but super planted. Like riding one hand, looking around or whatever, this thing's just planted on the ground. The clutch is super easy to pull, you know, feels nice. The brakes are awesome. They're super just quick stop, way more touchy than like your typical Harley brakes. So that took, you know, just a little getting used to. The seat is not very comfortable. It's not bad. Like it's got good, you know, it's got some cushion in there, but it's very small and skinny. So it kind of just barely fits me. So I would imagine for a bigger rider, it's gonna be a little different. And so maybe some form of an aftermarket seat that maybe is a little wider or just a little more cush to it, a little more height so you can kind of sink in a bit. The controls are just super easy. Like once I got the hang of like flipping on the turn signals and whatnot, that was super easy to, you know, maneuver, clicking left, clicking right. Really easy to turn on, flip the switch, hit the button. The mode, having it right here, you got like your finger out on the brake and you can easily just pick that finger up and just kind of push the mode. That's really nice. Yeah, so wind was actually great, man. I mean, it's very interesting. I obviously have a bag right here, so that could be adding a little bit of extra, like it's kind of the wind's hitting up and maybe kind of creating a little more of a ramp. But overall, freeway wise, like I didn't feel like I'm getting pushed in or like dealing with like my head. My head's in clear wind. I didn't feel a lot of chest. I felt it lower in the body. And I think the positioning, right? So the wind's probably hitting and kind of going down a little more. But even also ergonomically, because these are like kind of a mid forward, actually pretty comfortable. It didn't feel weird. And I thought it was gonna feel really weird. Getting on the bike first 5 minutes, I was like, oh, this is kind of a weird position. It got real comfortable real quick. Throttle response is really good. The sport mode and even the normal mode like rips. So the sport mode is just a little bit more. 6 speeds, you know, we're sitting at like 65 and I was still in 5th gear and I didn't feel like I was like revved out or anything like that. So getting up to 6, it took it down to just like barely even running. Style wise, again, I'm not a big fan of the style. I don't mind the bronze accents. I don't mind the badging. It's not horrible. I would love chrome because I'm a chrome guy. So that's just my personal taste of it and just kind of how everything's set up in the rear. It's just not a big aesthetic pleasing bike for me, but in terms of ride and functionality and just overall rideability, it's great. And then the infotainment on it is super cool, like just having all the things right there, similar to the Nightster mounted on the riser. These things come with cruise control out the box, which is super cool. It's not an add-on, you don't have to buy it. And the ride modes, it's not like an upgradable feature, you just get it. Yeah, man, overall, I would say rating, I'm gonna say probably like a 7 or so. I think it's not my style of ergonomic of a bike, just being forward like that. So I think that's kind of a drawback, and aesthetic for me is pretty important. 7 worth of like rideability, ripability, maneuverability. But this thing's got a lot of freaking power, dude. This thing rips.
Yeah, you're right. Look at this. What? Look at that, guys. See, once I put the clutch in, I put it in first gear, it'll rev now.
There it is.
All right. This one, the clutch activates way sooner.
That one has a lot of power, but it's not right up off the front, but it builds pretty crazy. This thing's just touchy. I'm gonna switch the mode to just regular road. There we go.
Yeah, first impressions is I like the riding position a lot better on this thing. Yeah, the ride position on the Nightster is a lot better in my opinion.
Yeah, this one's not as smooth either so far. I can feel it's definitely got a little bit sportier of a suspension, and the reach down to touch the ground is a lot higher, and my leg just rests on the exhaust right here. Touch the ground, my leg is literally laying, full back of my leg is laying across the exhaust. How long do my from hips to knees need to be to put my foot out to not touch that? Literally nowhere for me to not lay my leg on the exhaust. So I'm gonna have to stop. I'm gonna have to stop with only my left leg on the ground.
What's your first impressions?
Yeah, I don't really like having the like mid forwards plus the lean forward, because it creates a bit of you're kind of going, like the pivot point is at your lower back where your legs are forward and your back is leaned forward to be able to reach the handlebars. To have like forwards or mid forwards, you need to be able to have your back needs to be more upright. Versus with the mid, to set your body upright naturally. Okay, so look at my ergonomics, right? With my legs forward, I feel like I'm kind of, and this is the back end of this is kind of high. I feel like I'm in some sort of like a weird cockpit. Versus if I had mids, I would see how like.
Yeah, it takes your back from this to more, more straight versus kind of being bent forward.
I think they put those mid forwards on here for comfort or something. A strange thing is this bike's like a kind of a sporty type bike, but they put the not sporty type foot control placement. So that's kind of a weird move on Harley's part. Not that it's bad, but just kind of weird. Oh, turning's weird on this thing too.
What do you think of the big tires?
Well, I just tried to turn and it took a whole lot more. So that's just something you have to get used to. It's not a whole lot that I've done. What's your first impression so far?
It feels lighter than any bike that I've ever rode. Just the way that the weight is so balanced on this bike is really nice. And maneuverability, slow speed, like it just seems like something that you could get on and just ride. Like, dude, first time rider, this is a 100% excellent bike that you can buy and not be bored of. 6-speed, sport mode, it's got everything that you would need to build up into for quite some time.
Am I really only in 5th gear?
That's what I'm saying. On this bike, you don't even realize that you're not in 6th gear. Now, see, this one I can definitely sit up straight and still be able to like one arm it. That one I was way too like stretched out in order to kind of sit up.
Ooh, man, this thing rips and I'm not even in freaking sport mode. Tell you what, when it's up to speed, this thing freaking tracks.
It tracked really, really well. And so does this one. I mean, this thing is really dialed and everything just feels very sturdy. Yeah, guys, this is fun. I am not minding the Sportster at all. Yeah, the braking in this is nice. There is some, like, you know, there's definitely dive, but like it's not very bad. It's very controlled. It's very hard.
Wow, these brakes work great, man.
Yeah, the brakes are insane.
Check it out. Here's my dive on this Sportster.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Dude, there is almost no engine braking on these bikes.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, is there's not a ton of engine braking.
Can't believe how well this thing rips.
Okay, so you're on the Nightster.
Yeah, so Nightster S, yeah, it rips. It rips. It's super nice. The ergonomics are really good. I like being like, the positioning is real nice. I prefer taller bars, but that's personal preference. But in terms of out of the gate stock, this thing doesn't look bad. It's obviously not your traditional air-cooled Harley, but it's not trying to be. So that's one thing. You take that into consideration. Styled differently. In terms of the looks, I love the, you know, smaller front end, the skinny front end. I love the kind of Dyna style rear swing arm setup. I really like the mags on it. I would probably powder coat those black, do something a little different, customize it to my own, get rid of these mirrors, do something different. But overall, in terms of maneuverability, it freaking rides so smooth. It is so smooth. We were just chilling on the freeway, you get on it, and it's smooth, dude, the entire time. And I think that takes a lot of mental fatigue away. Suspension feels awesome. The power is definitely there. It's crazy to have 6 speeds on a bike of this small. But truthfully, even though it's a small bike, it doesn't feel like sketchy. Like on the freeway and stuff, dude, when you're cruising a freaking air-cooled sporty on the freeway and you're cooking 90, or not even 90, cooking 70, it takes a lot of mental focus to just keep things straight and aware and stay on. The fact that a lot of the gas weight is lower down in the seat, the fact that just the way the bike feels in terms of like the lean, it's not top heavy, the weight feels distributed very well. Overall, I'm a huge fan. I think I like this better than the Sportster S. Yeah, so overall, I would give this one probably like an 8.5. Stylistically, I'd have to change a couple things to really get it like something that I would really be stoked on to get it on every day. Taller bars, maybe do some stuff with like the colors on the bike. I would love like chrome. If they made these pieces in chrome, that would be awesome. As a first-time rider, totally a bike you can handle and you can grow into and have, I think, way longer than a lot of other older style Harleys, like a Sporty or something. 5th gear on a freeway, it's like you can only handle that for so long before you start really wanting to rip and you're kind of just exceeding what it has. This thing though, you could be cooking and doing all the stuff that you need to grow into. Yeah, highly recommend. Let's get Josh's thoughts on the Sportster S.
The Harley Davidson 2024 Sportster S. My thoughts. There's one thing I could say is if you look at this bike, it rides exactly how it looks. You got a little bit of a stink bug kind of a thing going on, almost sport bikey, but not a lot. I think they try to compensate for that by putting mid forwards on it to make it feel more Harley, which I think kind of takes away. I really think it should have mids on it. I don't know if that's an option. I don't know if that's something they have available. It's smooth, especially at higher speeds. These wider tires hold steady and true. There's no question. You would think it would do that, and it does. Ergonomically, not a fan. There could be some adjustment with bars and with some various things, so that's something that can be changed. But right out of the gate, stock, not as much of a fan as I was on the Nightster. Speed-wise, this thing's crazy. It's fast. It's crazy fast. You put it in sport mode and just get on it, there are so many RPMs, you just keep going faster and faster. And the motor starts to wake up more and more as you're going up through the RPMs. That's crazy. Suspension was good. Inverted forks on the front. Notice, but the fork legs are actually, this is machined billet. And you feel it when you're riding. The nosedive on this, and you'll see it in the video, I was just hitting my front brakes with Brembo brakes pretty hard, going down the road about 40, and the nose was just barely touching. Just enough to apply a little more pressure to the front wheel to give you that kind of front traction you need in the situation where you might need that. I love the color scheme. Got the bronze here and it matches on the tank. matches up here, down here. Then I'm sure you could buy something to maybe throw just a little on the rear. The wind was fine. I didn't have any real wind problems on it. I think the CROOKS Moto bag up here on the front helped with that a lot. The stock bars aren't too bad if they were higher, but as far as the ergonomics and everything, they weren't like all super back swept or anything. They're at a nice, these are probably at like a 30 or something. I'm not sure the numbers, 30-degree back sweep. Digital infotainment, all of that right on the bars is amazing. I didn't really have the time to hook my phone up and stuff, but as apps, you can search through and put your Spotify on there or whatever it is that you want to be able to access, but you can see it straight up, which is really nice. Rating on this guy, I'd probably give it a, I'm gonna go like a 5 or a 6. It's getting the 5 out of the 6 on the suspension and the power, but the ergonomics of it and all of that, I can barely touch the ground. I'm gonna give it, yeah, it's a 5 or a 6. I'll give it a 6 just because, why not? And yeah, and overall of the bike, some people are gonna really love it and some people not so much. I would really recommend riding it though, because it's an experience. Go down to the Harley dealership and just go get a test ride on one. Yeah, that's about it. That's about all I gotta say on that.
All right, so officially, who won the versus? Nightster S, Sportster S, these are both 2024s. Which one would you get?
I am without question Nightster. Feels like a Dyna. Feels like what I'm used to. Kind of got my finger going a little bit.
I agree. Nightster's the winner. I think ergonomically, the Sportster S for me is just way too outside of the bikes I ride. And also aesthetic-wise, it's just outside of what I think looks cool. The Nightster, although it's the Rev Max, although it's water-cooled and the engine looks different and all of those changes, you set those aside, it still has some classic styling of like a Dyna style swing arm and the 39 mil or, you know, the skinny front end. Taller bars, maybe a cool aftermarket like windscreen on it or fairing and a step-up seat. You'd be looking sick. Yeah. Throw some chrome on it maybe and a pipe. I'd be ready. I'd rock it. I'd ride it for sure.
All right, man.
So, yeah.
That was fun. Thanks, Harley. Appreciate it.
Yeah, big shout out to Schaefer, Mohawk Matt, all the dudes that always help us out at High Desert Harley Davidson to make these videos happen. And everybody behind the scenes that also does approvals and, you know, allows us to come here and do these videos for you guys. So
take off with the bikes all day.
Yeah, we appreciate it a ton. Thank you guys for your support. And thank you to the viewers watching the video today. If you have any feedback on what we could do better, we're always open to feedback, trying to improve.
Anyways, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for chiming in. Hit the like and subscribe. And from here, we're gonna roll that beautiful bean footage.